Storytelling for children that passes on the traditions of family heritage. Author of YiaYia's Kitchen, Brianna, joining me now on the show to share the inspiration behind these beautiful children's books. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you said this has been a labor of love over the past several years. Tell me why you got started.
Absolutely. So I had a very, very special grandmother, YiaYia, and when she passed away over 20 years ago, I started writing stories down about just my experiences with her and just how special she was. It was kind of a way to process that grief. And over the years, as I started to do that, I realized, gosh, I think these are kind of fun stories that other people could really relate to, especially if they had a special, grandparent or adult in their life that really invested in them. And so over time, I just decided, I think at some point I'm going to, turn these into books.
So these are about grandma, but also about your Greek heritage?
Absolutely, absolutely. So each story has a different lesson. So the young girl learns a different lesson and is also making a different food item. So spanakopita, avgolemono, koularaikia. They're learning to bake and learning those life lessons in the kitchen while they do so. And
did YiaYia teach you how to make all of this?
Yes, very much so, yeah.
A patient teacher?
Patient. She was incredibly patient, just very graceful and very sweet. But she was very invested in making sure that, those lessons were learned, and we learned how to show respect and love. And a lot of Greek recipes take a lot of time and a lot of patience, and so ultimately the lesson is, if you want to do it right, you got to take the time to do it right.
But when you say in that type of situation, it's so much not about the food and how the food turns out.
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
the being together and what you're learning.
Yes, ultimately what it comes down to is the love and the time spent together, no matter how it turns out.
Number one recipe you learned from YiaYia?
Oh, probably her avgolemono. It's an egg lemon soup, and that is the subject of the Patience book. Because
which one's that?
This is the one right in here in the middle.
Okay, in the middle,
Patience,
right there.
And she, so you make the broth from from scratch, the stock from scratch, and then you have to actually temper the eggs in, because otherwise it makes a really...
They're scrambled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't do that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, what's this one about over here?
Honesty is spanakopita. The young girl makes a mistake and doesn't tell. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but makes a mistake and doesn't tell, and then when they serve the food for the family, no one can eat it. And so we have to understand that if she had addressed it in that moment, they could have fixed it.
Brianna, who did the illustrations? They're beautiful.
Oh, I know. Anita Boera. She is actually a colleague here from Utah. We met in Utah as well, and we were working together. And she did a beautiful job bringing the illustrations to life. We say the books are good for 3 to 10 because the illustrations are colorful and they're fun, and so younger children can enjoy them as well.
Keeps their attention, but also teaches them a valuable lesson at the same time. What's this one about?
This is family traditions, and so this one has a lot to do with the Easter traditions, making koularaikia, the little cookies, but just the special time that Easter is and the traditions, but the cookies are a little bit difficult to make, and so the young girl's having a hard time with the fact that she can't make it as well as the other adults.
You say a little bit difficult, like how time-consuming are these cookies?
It's pretty time-consuming if you don't know, but if you're good at it and you've had years of practice, you can kind of pick the dough up and it sort of swirls and does the work on its own.
So you can make all of these?
You can, absolutely.
Okay, where are the recipes?
Absolutely.
We need another book.
Yeah. Well, there is a recipe book that you can write your own family recipes, yes, because although the recipes are similar, each family has a little bit of a different take on it, a different twist. So maybe some will put a little orange zest in it, some will put some cardamom, something like that. So each family's recipe is just a touch different. So the next time it comes out, it'll have our family's recipes as well.
I know, Brianna, I think that's what everybody will want.
Yes.
The life lesson that you can share with our viewers that YiaYia taught you would be what?
That it comes down to love and just spending time together and appreciating our family and the things that they have to teach us both. I think the adults and the children can teach each other, and she brought a lot of love to the kitchen and every other room.
What would she think about her being memorialized in these books?
I hope she'd love it. I think she would. I think she would appreciate that all the hard work she put into her grandchildren and her family was being appreciated and carried on.
I know the love is being shared with everybody out there, and you're sharing the love with our viewers. Tell them where they can get the book.
YiaYia's Kitchen, childrensbooks.com, and 15% off for the viewers today.
Thank you for doing that for our viewers, everybody. Put that code in, GTU. The information is on your screen. screen, and we'll make it easy and put a link on our website at abc4.com/GTU. Of course, she's also on social media. Brianna, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Dina,
Thank
what's coming up next?
Right up next, don't